Hi again. So this is the recipe for the a-gemista, or the Greek stuffed peppers, but they are unstuffed. They are deconstructed Greek stuffed pepper. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you've made it and if you like the taste of it. I'd love to know. Thank you. Bye. All right, so I was pressed for time, so I didn't take a picture or video of the ingredients beforehand. So I'm just going to talk you through the ingredients that you're going to need. So you're going to need 1 bag of thawed turkey, the base that I've shown how to make in another video. I can link that at the end of this video. You're going to thaw it in the fridge for at least 36 hours. You don't want to thaw it on the countertop. It's not a good idea. It grows bacteria. You're going to have 1 onion chopped really fine. You could use red onion, yellow onion, whatever you like. 1¼ cup of brown rice soaked overnight in water with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in that water. This removes most of the lectins. You're going to use 1½ cups of homemade chicken broth or water. If you don't have homemade chicken broth on hand, don't use the store-bought. It doesn't taste the same, too many ingredients, so just use water. And then 4 Italian peppers or bell peppers. I like to use the orange or yellow because they're easier on the stomach. I suffer from acid reflux and I don't like that feeling, so I use the sweet Italian peppers instead. 4 heaping tablespoons of Pomodoro diced tomatoes, free of citric acid or any other acidic preservative. You want to get the ones that are preserved in basil. Or you can use 4 blanched plum tomatoes. You blanch them to remove the skins. 4 medium red potatoes that you've peeled and cubed. You want to cube them because they're going to cook down faster that way. 1 to 2 tablespoons of dried spearmint leaves. You can use as much or as little as you like. It depends on the taste that you prefer. Spearmint leaves are the secret ingredient in this recipe. 1 or half a bunch of parsley, depends on how much you like parsley. The leaves only, no stems, and the parsley should be fresh. Try not to use dried, it's not going to taste the same. And then you're going to need salt and pepper to taste. I use the salt to allow the peppers to sweat and the onions to sweat. And I'll add a little bit of water if I need to, because I don't like to cook with oil because I don't want to heat my oil. It makes it taste really greasy. And then you're going to need a good quality olive oil. We get ours shipped directly to us from Greece, and it's a really, really high quality oil. So you want to use a good oil that you find in any Greek store, or if you can't find a Greek store near you, an Italian store will do. You just want to make sure that the oil is really dark and thick. All right, so here's the recipe. Enjoy. So here I have the chopped onion with a pinch of salt, and this is 1¼ cup of brown rice that I soaked overnight with water and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So after allowing the onion to sweat for like 5 minutes, I add the brown rice that I've rinsed. And then here I will add 1½ cup of either chicken broth homemade or water. If you don't have chicken broth that's homemade, using the store-bought is not going to give it the same taste. So try to use homemade. And while that's cooking, I chop the Italian peppers. I use sweet peppers for this recipe, but you can also use bell peppers. I like the sweet peppers better. They have a better taste. And then I'll saute those in a pan, again with just salt. I don't use oil because I don't like the food to be greasy. Just cover it, and if you need to add a little water, you can. And then I'm going to add some Pomodoro. I use this brand. I'm sorry I ripped it off, but I use this brand because it's preserved with basil rather than citric acid. The ones with citric acid just give it a kind of a weird taste. So if you have fresh tomatoes on hand, that's even better. Just make sure you blanch them before you put them in so that the skins are off. I use 3, maybe I'll add 1 more. So then I add my potatoes. These are red potatoes that I've pre-peeled and cut into bite-sized pieces so that they cook down faster. And I just let that saute. I cover it and then I let it go for about 15 minutes so that the potatoes can soften. And it looks like this. So I had to switch pots because my pot was too small, but here I've added the potatoes and onions and tomatoes that I made, and the turkey meat is in here, the thawed bag, and also the rice that was cooked. And then I add some olive oil on top because I didn't cook with olive oil. And the secret ingredients, some spearmint leaves, about 1 tablespoon, and some parsley, fresh parsley. So once I've mixed everything together, I like to pop this in the oven just as it is without a cover at 400 degrees for about 15-20 minutes, just so that it gets a little more dry and it has that really nice a-gemista flavor. So this is what it looks like done, and I just add some yogurt on top, or you can add feta cheese. Enjoy! Καλή όρεξη!